Hey everyone! So today we're going to talk about one of the most powerful tools in differentiation, which is the chain rule. Basically, it's a tool that you use whenever you have a function living inside another function. But before we talk about the chain rule, we have to understand what a composite function is. Suppose that you have a function, h of x, that is equal to f of g of x, which is also denoted as f(og) of x. Well, in this case, we have that g of x is the inside function, and we have that f of x is the outside function. To better understand composite functions, we're going to see an example. Suppose that we are given h of x equals the sine of 5x squared minus 2x. We can clearly see that 5x squared minus 2x is the inside function living inside the outside function, which would be sine of x. Now remember that x here would be just the placeholder for the inside function. So g of x is 5x squared minus 2x, which is the inside function, and f of x is sine of x, which is the outside function. Now that we have a better understanding of composite functions, we can actually learn the chain rule. The chain rule states that if we have a composite function, h of x equals f of g of x, then the derivative of h prime of x, is f prime of g of x times g prime of x. So let's apply it to the example that we have already seen. Recall that we were given that h of x is equal to sine of 5x squared minus 2x. We found that g of x equals 5x squared minus 2x is the inside function, and that f of x equals sine of x is the outside function. So we can now apply the chain rule. By the definition of the chain rule, h prime of x is equal to f prime of g of x times g prime of x. So let's start with the first part. We know that f prime of x is just cosine of x, so if we replace that x by g of x, we get f prime of g of x, which is cosine of 5x squared minus 2x. Now for the second part, we want the derivative of g of x. Since it's a polynomial, it should be pretty straightforward, and so g prime of x is equal to 10x minus 2. So, by the chain rule, we get that h prime of x is equal to cosine of 5x squared minus 2x times 10x minus 2. Nice! That was a good example of how to use the chain rule, but remember that you should always use the chain rule every time that there is a function living inside another function. That is, every time you have a composite function. So, anytime that you have an exponential function like e to the something, or a trig function like sine of something, cosine of something, secant of something, every time you have logs like the natural logarithm of something, or powers of expressions such as something to the power of 4, or 1 over something to the power of 3, which is equal to something to the power of negative 3, you should always be thinking of the chain rule, because that something will be your inside function, and the rest would be the outside function. So even when you have something simple, such as an exponential function of the form e to the 2x, you must remember that 2x is actually the inside function living inside e of x, which is the outside function, and you should use the chain rule in every one of these cases that you encounter.